Hi guys, I have filmed this video maybe twice, but they were too long, so I'm going to make this very quick. As you can tell, I've already passed the NCLEX. I passed it in 60 questions. So I just want to go and clarify that in 60 questions, if you made it past 60 questions, or you get scared when it gets past 60 questions, or now I think it's 70 for the minimum, don't be scared. Don't give up. That's the test giving you more chances to pass. So it's 5 things that I use to pass the NCLEX. I did a 30-day study schedule, 30-day 30-day study schedule. If you didn't look at the video before, I will link it down below, but I rescheduled my exam 3 times because there were no openings. I finally got one that was 30 days out, so that worked. So 5 things. Number 1 being, again, this is not in any particular order. At the end, I will give you the orders that I think is best that you buy. That's number 1. But I did get Level Up RN. Level Up RN flashcards literally helped me with my exam, with my exit exam, and with my 3. So this is all a healthy stack of every pharmacology medication that you need to know. One of these meds, if not the majority, will be on one of your tests or your exams throughout nursing school, or the NCLEX, or your exit exam. This truly helped. Now, out of the 2, I use the med-surg cards more than I use the pharmacology cards, because if you know your med-surg and you know what meds go with the med-surg, then you know your pharmacology. Just saying. Now, I will, if you need an example of these med-surg, just to save time, please thumb up or like or comment down below that you want me to do an in-depth video on all of these, how I studied on all of them. Now, number 2, I will say, is the Saunders book. Holy Grail, and just excuse me because I have everything over here. I read this entire book in 90 days. That is how key I am on my studies. So the Saunders book, I truly think you need in your life, whether it's PN or RN. And you guys, I did pass the PN NCLEX. I will be going for my RN maybe in a year. I just need a break because this was a lot for me. But I think it's like a 980 questions or something in this book. I read all in 30 days. I even calculated, I think I had to read 36.6 pages a day in order to finish it. Of course, I read a little bit more than that. I love reading, and I'm a little geek or nerd when it comes to schooling. But I read this entire book. This entire book, I heard on several occasions, is all you need to pass NCLEX. If you are short on money and you want the most cheapest way, buy this book, read the entire book, and it will help you pass the NCLEX. Okay, number 2, I will say ATI. ATI, my school provided that for us. In the last month of schooling, we had to take a test every single day. Every day we had to take a test. And so I literally probably did over 2,000 or something questions because I had other things. I just kept taking questions over and over. This all right here is ATI. And this is not even the half of it. I did way more than that. And on this, let me just come up closer to the camera. On here, let me just turn this down. Line for line is different questions I had questions on or wanted to study more. Back and front. Just, oops, I'm dropping it. I mean, just back and front. Question for question. And the ones that I highlighted are the ones I either heard before, seen before, or knew I was going to be tested on or didn't get, and I wanted to remember. But ATI, hands down, I would say, sorry about the camera, you guys, because I am on a roll today. I have filmed this 3 times and made them too long. So, and then I've even printed out questions. You probably can't see that from here, but some of it is printed, some of it is handwritten. Majority of it is handwritten. Even like I wrote even myself even notes up here, like the digoxin therapeutic range is 0.5 to 0.8. I don't know where I got that from or even if it's correct, because this is literally going all the way back to August and I just can't remember. I can't remember what number I'm on. Number 4, I believe. Or number 3. Number 3, Uworld. Uworld, hands down, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, Uworld is number 1 on my list. You need to go ahead and buy. Uworld is kind of pricey for those of you who can't maybe afford it, but I think it's well worth the investment. Hands down, I've not heard anyone but one person on YouTube say they failed it after buying Uworld. Literally everyone else passed the NCLEX buying Uworld. I've not heard, literally that's only one person. And I've heard 1,000 people say they bought Uworld and passed the NCLEX. I still have 600 questions on there that I have not touched from Uworld because I did all the questions on ATI. And then when I finally got to Uworld, I was running out of time, but I think Uworld comes with 1,200 questions for PN or something like that around there. And I only had 600 left. So that lets you know how many questions I did on there. But Uworld, hands down, helped me a lot. And Uworld is just like the NCLEX, literally. It mimics, hands down, the NCLEX. You're going to know how to do the NCLEX because it's just like Uworld. So if you're those who get anxious at tests and you need things to be familiar, buy Uworld, get comfortable with that, and then when you hit the NCLEX, honey, you can just be fine. Number 4, I think this is number 4, Mark Klimek. Hands down, Mark Klimek. I listen to him in my sleep. I listen to him in my shower, on my way to work, when I was cleaning, cooking, doing anything. Mark Klimek was playing. I had a young lady on YouTube who sent me Mark Klimek's audio lectures and the 2 books that comes with it, and I bless her soul every single day because it literally helped me pass my exit exam at 95% out of 100, and then I passed my NCLEX at 60 questions, the minimum. Hands freaking down, Mark Klimek. He has a way of breaking things down that I'm sure my teacher might have explained to me, but what he said stuck. He has a funny way of like getting things to just making it easy. Like I was like, what? Like I know I learned it, but the way he taught it stuck. So Mark Klimek, I even think now his audios are on YouTube, so just look him up. I don't think they were before. And if not, you guys just, send me a comment down below or something. Send me an email and I would try and send you those same audio lectures. If you don't have an Apple phone or something like that or another device, you might have trouble opening it because it's huge files. I think there's 12 lectures and each one is like over an hour or right at an hour. So just be aware of that. I happen to have nothing but Apple everything, so I was able to get it switched over and all that stuff like that. But Mark Klimek, bomb, hands down. And then the last one, the same lady who sent me the Mark Klimek also sent me Remar book. Remar, if you don't know of that person either, she is on YouTube too, and I didn't even know about this person until this lady sent me Mark Klimek stuff, and she just sent me the book. The book has 140 pages with it, and inside that it has like the breakdowns of all the med-surg disorders, pharmacology, and fundamentals. Like that really truly helped me. Now, not to make this too long, the 3 must-have materials that I think every nurse should go ahead and buy. Hands down, number 1, Uworld. I know it's pricey. If you are already in nursing school or just started nursing school, start saving $1 a day. Because I think the highest amount, I bought mine for a year subscription for a year, and that was $250. So that's a lot, but I was dedicated, and I was going to do whatever I had to pass this. And then I think for 30 days, I think it's like 120, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me. I will link everything down below. Search for yourself. But I think 1000% every single nurse should buy Uworld. It is exactly like the NCLEX, and the questions, I believe, are a bit harder on Uworld than the NCLEX. And then for number 2, I will definitely say ATI. ATI, no lie, I think the day of my test I was studying. And I studied on ATI pharmacology because I knew I wasn't that well at pharmacology. I just wanted to go over it. And I think one of the, I just can't remember the name. It starts with the E. It was a pharmacology question that I had that morning that was on ATI. And it had to be nothing but God. I swear to you not. Nothing but God. Because that exact pharmacology question, or I won't even say question, that exact pharmacology prescription or med was the question I got on my NCLEX. Mind you, on my NCLEX, I only got like 4 pharmacology questions, and they were all the ones I knew. But this one I would have not known if I didn't study that question that morning, or studied it period, because that one med, and there's 1,000 meds, was on my NCLEX. That had to be nothing but God. I swear to you not. And I studied that morning. But the NCLEX, I would say the questions are worded different than on ATI and Uworld. They're worded differently, but they all mean the same. So if you get thrown off by stuff like that, ask me a few more questions down below and I can give it to more detail. Or if you want a video on that, I can give you that. But it's similar questions. I did get, let me not get off cue too quickly. So number 1 is Uworld. Number 2 is ATI, because ATI gives you practice questions. I think like 2,000 of them. I think however many they are, I did them all except for pharmacology. Pharmacology, I think I still had like 90 left, or maybe 100 left. And so number 3 is definitely going to be, so I would say, the Saunders book. So Uworld, number 1. Number 2, ATI. Number 3, read this entire book. You hands down will pass just reading this, honestly. This will give you, hello, NCLEX review. NCLEX review. But this book, I could have honestly probably had that book by itself. But me being an overachiever, I bought everything I could buy. I did. So out of the 3, Uworld, number 1. If that's too expensive for you, out of the ones, if you don't have ATI at your hands, or your program didn't give you ATI, then definitely buy this Saunders book. Because this Saunders book, I have heard that people passed just reading the Saunders book. It literally gives you everything. And a close third would have been Mark Klimek, because Mark Klimek gives you the need to know. But this Saunders book gives you everything, because the NCLEX is going to throw everything at you. You don't get to pick and choose what's going to be on your NCLEX. So the NCLEX is going to throw crazy stuff at you. And so this book, I really do feel, gets you prepared for it. I don't want to make this too much longer. Tips for the NCLEX. I'm not going to tell you to be relaxed, because honey, I was not relaxed. I was literally in my chair and my leg was shaking. And I was doing like this. I think, honestly, on my NCLEX, I think the 3rd or 4th question was a SATA question. And my prayer to God was, Lord, please let me pass in 60 questions. And please let there be little to no SATA questions. That was my prayer to God. But God likes to do his own thing. That's okay. I still love him. That's my homie. But he threw quite a bit SATAs at me. Okay? So I think the 3rd or 4th or something like that question was a SATA question. And then I would get 2 regular questions. And then right after that, another SATA. So I think every 2 or 3 questions was a SATA question. So when I finished taking my NCLEX, obviously I felt like I bombed it, because I had a bunch of SATA questions. And if you don't know what SATA is, it's select all that apply. And I just remember leaving feeling like, oh my God, like, what did I do? Even in my mind, I was trying to be positive and not be like, oh my God, okay, so 45 days from now I can schedule appointment. I mean my exam again. Oh my God. So I was like just really trying to be positive, but little secret things was popping in my head. But I'm not going to tell you to be calm, because if you're like me, I was not calm. But when I got in that chair and I sat down and I got the real first question, I'm the type of person, I read the question, read the answer, and then read the question again, and then read my answers. Then I will give you your answer. Hence probably why I was the slowest test taker in my class. Ask any classmate of mine. I would joke and say, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow, because I was always the last one. But I was dedicated. I was 1000% a studier, and I always got good, well, I shouldn't even say I always got good grades, because sometimes I was like, what the freak did I do? But I passed in 60 questions, okay? But my advice to you is pray. I prayed nonstop up until and after. I still am praying, because now I need him to pray for me to give me a good job. Which I'm going to go into that detail after maybe a week from now on how my interviews are going, because I'm a little shocked at how these interviews are going. But you guys, just pray. Be as calm as you can be. If you find yourself getting worked up, breathe, because I had to do that. I was getting chest pain. That's how I know I was getting really bad anxiety. But find your happy place. Think through. Do not let your anxiety or your fear come through. Think. You made it through nursing school. You know your stuff. So just think. Just think through and breathe. And I had earplugs in during the test. So I know whoever was around me was hearing me breathe. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Like, do what you got to do. But I hope this was helpful. I try to make this very, very quick. If you have any additional questions, I can make another video and break down each way I studied. Because, oh, I forgot again. I had 2 binders. One for one for the Saunders book, and for ATI and Mark Klimek. That's this book. I was that organized, and I separated it. And this is the Uworld binder. I just hope you guys love what I said, and I hope you guys pass your NCLEX. I started from mother, baby, and I worked my way through the body system.